This video is going to cover the combustion reaction. Predicting the products for a combustion reaction is pretty simple. Oxygen will always combine with your compound, your hydrocarbon compound, to give off heat and light. And the products will always be carbon dioxide gas and water. Remember in a previous video we talked about what this compound is. This is going to be your hydrocarbon, so it's going to be carbon and hydrogen, and the subscripts will vary. So earlier in a previous video we wrote down that the subscripts are going to be X and Y. It can be any variation of X and Y. Here's an example of a combustion reaction. Here we have C3H8. This would be the X and the Y. We have oxygen always, and then your products will always be carbon dioxide and water. And that's pretty much it for a combustion reaction, no matter what you have as a reactant. Here are a couple of practice problems. We can predict the products for the following combustion reactions. So here's the first one, where we have C2H6 is completely burned in the air. Your two reactants will be C2H6 and oxygen. The hint is given that it is burned in the air. So if you're writing this chemical equation, we have C2H6 plus oxygen. Remember that oxygen is diatomic, so when we write oxygen, we can't just write the O by itself. It has to be O2. It will yield our two products of carbon dioxide and water. Do not forget to use your reference table, page 6. This is a type 5 chemical reaction. Once you have predicted the product, you are going to balance this chemical equation. The coefficients for this chemical equation will end up being 2, 7, 4, and 6. Let's practice one more, and then I feel pretty confident that you will be able to do a combustion reaction on your own. Here we have C6H14 is burned in excess oxygen. So your two reactants here are C6H14 and then your oxygen. So let's write this chemical equation. We have C6H14 plus oxygen. Remember, it's diatomic. And I bet you can guess what the products are. If you said CO2 and water, you would be correct. Those are the products every single time you have a combustion reaction. Now that we have written out this chemical equation, it is time to balance it. The hardest part of doing a combustion reaction will be the balancing. I suggest that you try to do it on your own first. This one's quite the doozy. But if not, here are your coefficients. You're going to have a 2. You will have a 19 as a coefficient here. A 12. And this last coefficient down here in front of water will be 14. And those are your combustion reactions.